Okay, so I know filming must have been very challenging because you only had just over a week to film all your scenes and just 8 days. I want to know from any of you or all of you, what was the most challenging part about filming the movie?
Rain. Wet socks.
I don't blame you.
Wet socks for me.
Yeah. I would say, building that trust between the three of us, while it wasn't difficult, it was really important. So I'd say that was, that is part of the work, because we're physically fighting and screaming and swearing and biting and kicking and shoving and making sure that each one of us were okay as actors before and during and after that scene, right? There was nobody else out there with us. They would be shadowing us from, pretty far away, where you kind of knew they were there, but you didn't know that they were there. So for us to kind of create that world and then have trust that we would toe the line to really kind of this raw emotion, but then be able to take care of one another. I don't think it was difficult, but I'd say it was challenging we didn't know each other.
I feel like you saw some of that unfold actually on camera in the motel room scene, and that's why I love, my favorite line from the movie is marshmallows in the supermarket. That's what I write on everybody's picture who lets me pick the line. Because sure, I'm afraid to close my eyes and we're gonna die and what the fuck is that and all that great stuff. But it's the intimacy, that gets started in the beginning with the scenes where we're picking you up, and then we have that. I love the motel room scene actually. That's some of my favorite stuff, because that's where you invest. Do you know what I mean? That's where you're like, oh, these kids are relatable, especially if you're like a 90s kid, we were 90s kids, so you buy in there, and then when things get weird, you're still with us.
No, I think that's really true. And the setup that we kind of knew each other and you didn't know Mike at all.
Right, that works. Yeah.
One thing that kind of blew me away watching the movie, I was like, we have so much Utz product placement. There's not only do we say Utz potato chips twice, really? But then there's 3 shots in the movie where Utz feature prominently.
It's their pretzel rods though that are the best.
They're great pretzel rods.
They really do. The perfect balance of salt and crunch.
I'll answer your question quickly, which is a little bit of a killing Santa Claus kind of answer. So the hardest part of the movie for me, it was combining. It did rain a lot. It was really and you would get in bed and we'd get in our sleeping bags, and there'd be an inch of water in our sleeping bags.
Oh.
It was freezing cold, and especially in some of the later days, we weren't really eating enough to be full. And you'd get in your sleeping bag and you'd be like, okay, 30 minutes, this water will be warm enough.
Oh my God.
And it would just get to the point where you were so tired and the water was warm enough that you could fall asleep in your wet sleeping bag. And then boom! And then ladies on a boombox outside. You're like, motherfucker, I have to act now? Okay.
Yeah.
Grab the camera, grab the